What's up, Left Coast? Coach Connor here. Wanted to take you through a little bit of the programming outlook for the next little while. We'll say 2-ish, almost 3-ish months. Now, a couple of you might have noticed some new lingo that I've been using to mark the workouts that you see within the week. So I wanted to break that down a little bit so you guys can know what the aim is behind some of those sessions. So first off on the list, something that looks a little bit new to you guys is something like skill development. I want you guys to recognize skill development as skills that we kind of already have in the bag for ourselves. We'll consider them in the middle. It's not muscle up and it's not extreme muscle up progressions. It might be just a standard pull up across the board. And we look at putting a pull up within a workout alongside of a couple other things that might not interfere with our ability to do pull-ups drastically, but just a little bit, and you see how well you can hold on to said skill throughout a workout. We'll also look at things like skill acquisition, which is learning. So you take the time to really break down the skill with where you're at in regard to the skill and say, hey, where am I along this continuum? What are the things that I need to understand better? What are the things that I have in my tool bag right now? What are the things that are still a little bit a ways and out of reach, but essentially game plan to see how I can get there and work towards my development overall. Then I look at something like skill expression, which is I have a skill itself and it's time to test it. The biggest one we can look at is something like a back squat, which we use once, if not even twice a week within our program. We say, hey, how much load can I put on the bar? Or how many reps can I do within a certain time frame or with a certain load on the bar? And it's high output, it's how much can I do? And then I'll look at something like threshold development, which now I want to start thinking more in terms of conditioning, but not sitting on a bike conditioning. Think about CrossFit in its purest form. I'm going to do some pull-ups, I'm going to do some running, I'm going to do some rowing, I'm going to put them all together. I'm going to see how I can handle that mixture of work. You guys have often heard me relate this to something like rally car racing. I like to use that analogy where you're going to go straight at 40, you're going to turn left at 20, then you're going to speed up to 80, and you're basically using all of your systems all at once and seeing how fluid can you manage expending this type of energy, across multiple time frames or with different skills, exercises implemented within the workout. So throughout each week, we'll be tackling a lot of things that revolve around these ideas. If you guys have any further questions about them, always feel free to reach out. Moving on from what the weekly is going to look like for the next little while, we have that extra credit program that I very quietly put out. I've had a couple of people kind of guinea pig this for me. I do want to say that it is not entirely meant to be run alongside the class program, but if you know yourself well enough and can handle a whole another hour to an hour and a half worth of working outing, by all means you are welcome to engage in it. Otherwise, it really is just another opportunity to refine a lot of these skills. You're going to see repeated sessions of Olympic lifting movements, bodybuilding, gymnastics movements, conditioning in a way that is chopped up a lot more simple. It's very bare bones, but you get the chance to practice it again and again and again. Right now, I'm putting them in 3 to 6 week chunks. So right now we're doing a 3-week chunk of just repeated work. As I look through this past 3 weeks, I'll plan another couple of weeks ahead, and you guys get to choose, like, hey, I feel like I want some more work on my clean and jerk. Well, hey, there's 2 clean and jerk sessions in there for yourselves that you don't have to engage in the rest of the program, but say, hey, I have enough time to do those 2 things. Let me see if they make a difference by just practicing them a little bit extra. That's what I mean by whole versus parts right here. Again, if you can handle all of it, do all of it. If you can't handle all of it, no worries. You're going to pick the pieces that you like to work on and just say, hey, I'm getting some extra practice in. And then overall, long term, what we're looking at is Murph, which is coming up at the end of May. So you are seeing within the weekly program a little bit more emphasis on push-up, pull-up workouts, leg resiliency, sprinkle in some running in there, and at the end of April, you'll start to see some more Murph prep. So we'll start our Murph prep off with doing a half Murph, and you get a gauge for what it's like to do a lot of work when it comes to running, pull-ups, push-ups, air squats, and some more running. You guys get a chance to maybe throw on your vests if you're somebody that's going to do this vested, and just week by week kind of tackle that and prepare for Murph at the end of May. And then lastly, just continuing on with good old CrossFit. We've got general fitness qualities and trying to improve them. So nothing too crazy, but everything exciting. If you guys have any questions on the program or would like any program, please feel free to reach out. Connor at leftcoastcrossfit.com. Let's keep going.